so much for being with us this evening. Welcome back to The Late Show, everybody. Folks, my guest tonight is the senior senator from the great state of Minnesota. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Senator Amy Klobuchar. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for braving the winter and the Omicron to be with us this evening.
No problem.
Now, also, the snowstorm in D.C. yesterday, how did you fare? Well, I mean, as a Minnesotan, was it just like work-a-day for you? Were you surprised that it was paralyzing the nation's capital?
Yes. The D.C. snow removal policy is wait till it melts. Okay, that's it. And those cars on I-95, it was really horrible.
27 hours of no movement.
Right, and my friend Tim Kaine.
Yes.
In that car for 27 hours trying to get to the Capitol. I could have snowshoed faster.
Exactly.
But yes, it was tough.
Absolutely nothing happening as far as the eye could see. It must feel familiar to the Senate.
Gridlock.
There you go.
Got it.
It's what I do.
We need a few snow shovels.
Absolutely. Madam, you were on the show. We have spoken once since then over Zoom, but you were on the show on January 6th from the Capitol on that dark day, giving us your play-by-play of what happened with you and your reaction to that moment. A year later, tomorrow being the first anniversary, what do you most remember from that day? What do you take from that experience, not only what it means to you, but what it means to our nation?
You know, there's been a lot of focus on the electeds that day, but I remember the officers' faces, scratches down their faces, the words of Officer Dunn, who, after bravely defending not just the Capitol, but our republic, said to one of his fellow officers, collapsed in the rotunda, said he was called the N-word multiple times. And he said, "Is this America? Is this America?" And staff members, there hasn't been a lot of focus on that, including my own staff in a closet with forks to defend themselves because they were right near one of the doors where the insurrectionists invaded the Capitol. So there were a lot of people, that's all they had, 2 of them. They had forks and they were ready to go. There were officers, just to make this clear, 75% of the officers were in plain clothes. There were insurrectionists that had better protection than they did. And so there has been not just soul searching going on, not just major investigations, as the Attorney General of the United States pointed out today. We made major changes to security at the Capitol. But in the end, my biggest memory actually happened a few hours after your show. And that's when we had vowed to go back to finish our job. And at 3:30 in the morning, Senator Blunt, the Republican senator from Missouri, and Vice President Pence, myself, and 2 young women with the mahogany box with the last electoral ballots up to Wyoming, made that walk through the broken glass and the spray-painted statue, and we finished our job and declared that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were the victor. That's what I remember.
Well, I'll always be grateful, and many of us will always be grateful for you and the other people there who did their jobs and accepted the will of the American people in that moment. But there are many people who did not, including many of your colleagues. And so I know you guys were all hustled off to rooms. I don't know if they were specifically safe rooms, but rooms where you could be safe while the Capitol Police were trying to fend off the insurrectionists. But I assume you were all just kind of thrown in there together. Like, there wasn't like, oh, here's the Republican room, the Democrat room. It was all sides of the aisle in one room together.
Correct.
Who were you in the room with? Were you in there with Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and Lindsey Graham?
Yes.
What
Everyone
was that
was in
like?
the same room. First of all, we got TVs on so you could see what was happening.
You can see the attack continuing.
We do.
Standing next to the people who invited it.
That's correct. And I remember there was one dramatic moment. Remember how, I know you do, how the former president would not even address...
Over 3 hours of
yes,
silence.
It took hours and hours. But incoming President Biden, he did. And there was a moment where everyone watched him speak and everyone applauded. And that was a big deal.
On both sides of the aisle applauded.
They did. And then Senator Blunt and I got on the stage because Senator Schumer, who was the incoming leader, joined us later in the evening, and he and Senator McConnell were somewhere else, which they were supposed to be under the security protocols. Senator Blunt and I went to the stage and we said, no matter what is going on right now in that chamber, we are going to go back and we're going to finish our job. So overall, we literally worked it to take care of objections of all things. As you know, during the insurrection, there were still planned objections to the Electoral College.
Yes.
The vast majority of senators, over 90 of them out of 100, did vote to uphold the results. But there were some that didn't. And I still, when I look at them, I think about that every time, because I felt that moment as we walked through that broken glass, and fast forward 2 weeks later, that beautiful inauguration under the blue sky, leaders of both parties, that this was behind us, that democracy had prevailed. And it did.
Mm-hmm. Our flag was still there, as Lady Gaga
That is correct. It was. And I remember just as she sang as Amanda Gorman's poem, as Garth Brooks sang Amazing Grace, looking up at that sky, thinking, good is here, good is here. And then Donald Trump is out there, as you just pointed out earlier in the show, is still out there with this big lie, telling people a lie. I mean, it's not just a lie about an election. He is literally undermining our democracy as we speak.
And he's lying about that day, not to interrupt you, he's lying about that day of January 6th.
He's lying about who won the election. He has people that are still following him and showing up. And I just think it is on all of us. I don't care what political party, and I have great admiration for the Republicans over in the House, including Liz Cheney, who are very few of them that are out there willing to say that we've got to hold people accountable. Because right now, there are a whole bunch of people that don't think we should. And I think we have to hold them accountable. We have to make sure that we carry on the torch. We are stewards of our democracy in the United States Congress. So that means what they didn't get done with bear spray and bayonets and flagpoles, they are now trying to do with laws saying you can only have one drop-off box in the entire city of Milwaukee.
Or the legislature has the ability to overturn the will of the people and appoint their own electors.
Exactly. Or, and here's one, dismantle nonpartisan election commissions and replace them that you'd have a partisan legislature counting the ballots. We are not a dictatorship. We are a democracy. And we can have differences of opinion, vast differences, but in the end, we have to respect the will of the people and the votes. And that also means allowing people to vote. As Reverend Warnock, now Senator Warnock, says so well, right now what's going on in this country, some people don't want some people to vote. That is exactly what's going on, and we must call it out and stop it.
We have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, I will ask the senator about what it's like to work with those people who helped incite that riot that day. Stick around.